So I thought to bring some spirit from UNESCO here, and of course the main spirit of UNESCO is dialogue, understanding, changing our views and looking for the common ground. After listening all these historic and uplifting speeches, you really feel that you are part of history here. You can learn all the time, and we in UNESCO, we teach you, Mr. President, we teach you what you have done for the liberty, for freedom and democracy in the world. The spirit of UNESCO, of course, is a spirit in which we celebrate diversity, and I always say diversity meaning the diversity of cultures, the diversity of languages, the diversity of the biosphere, the diversity of the way of thinking. And this diversity means the respect of pluralism as an essential element for averting social trends of today, of prejudice, stereotyping, xenophobia, discrimination, lack of dialogue, and understanding and exclusion in the globalizing world. Before transmitting the special address of Irina Bokova, the Director General of UNESCO, let me thank personally to President Emil Constantinescu for his energy, for his inspiration. Wherever I meet him, in the Global Roundtable, in the Institute of Cultural Diplomacy, in the Academy, World Academy of Art and Sciences, he is always a moving force. So I would like to sign a blank check now, Mr. President, that I would be so inspiring and so wonderfully in shape when I am in your age. So congratulations and happy birthday. And now, Your Excellencies, let me transmit the address of my dear friend and colleague and fighting force at UNESCO, a wonderful lady, Irina Bokova. Here it goes. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to send this message of support to all participants of the international conference. I wish to congratulate His Excellency President of Romania, Emil Constantinescu, for this initiative, which reflects his long-standing commitment to reform and to the struggle for human rights and dignity of all women and men as the basis for democracy and the rule of law. 25 years ago, upheavals and revolutions swept across Central and Eastern Europe and changed the course of history. The fall of the Berlin Wall and the end of the Cold War in Europe symbolized a turning point for human rights and freedoms. It provided a new impulse to respect for human dignity and opened the way for profound transformation of the political, economic, and cultural landscape, leading to the strengthening and enlargement of Europe, as well as to new winds of democracy across the world. The lessons of 1989 are rich and varied. These are the lessons of people power, as well as those of visionary statecraft. These are the lessons of the renewing strengths of dialogue and cooperation, guided by the imperatives of respect and peace-building. Today, these lessons can provide examples for developments occurring in many other regions of the world, where we see rising calls for the defense of human rights and dignity, for the rule of law and democratic governance. Perhaps the greatest lesson of 1989 is that democratic change is a long process that must engage all actors in a state and society, with no one left aside. Revolutions may happen overnight, but they take time to bear fruit. And for this the rule of law is essential. Most of all, the revolutions of 1989 show that the inherent dignity and rights of every individual and people must remain the starting point today for all our action and the measure of its success, because this is the most solid foundation for democratic societies and governments. 25 years ago, I believe that it is essential to identify the lessons of 1989 and to acknowledge the significance of these momentous events for both Europe and the world. This fully resonates with the mandate of UNESCO. In globalizing and increasingly multicultural societies, it has never been more important to foster values, attitudes, and behaviors that strengthen the ties binding humanity together as a single and interdependent community. This is why UNESCO works to deepen and sustain intellectual and moral solidarity between all peoples, building more inclusive societies, and promoting global citizenship. I wish every success in your deliberations, Irina Bokova. Thank you very much.